Good evening, people. It's that time of the week to get your daily dose of Your Fresh TV Sports, FOE Extra, episode 3, the big one. Okay, guys, so today on podcast Football Over Everything, we got some very special guests. We're going to work away from the left. Don Strapzy, SC Dons.
What's going on, brother?
FRENCHIE, KENNINGWELL.
What's happening?
WINJA, LAMBETH, ALLSTARS.
Yes.
ALBIE, Rising Ballers.
What's going on, people?
So as we said, people have been talking about this one for a long time. We finally we got to the nitty gritty and we got everyone on, people in the same room, and we're gonna get at it from the start. So what we're gonna do to start, we're gonna introduce everyone, go through their background, what they've been doing up until now. Al, we're gonna start with you. Give us a little bit of background about you. When did you start playing football? Where have you been playing? Who are you playing for now? What you been up to, pal?
Well, football, it's been my life from young, man. My pop's been taking me everywhere from, boy, God knows what age. From about, 6, 7. When I was about 8 or 9, I was scouted by QPR, nothing come of that. And then when I got to about 12, 13, I ended up, my hips coming out of place. And then I was out for like 2 years. And then after that, I bounced back a little bit, started getting into like the youth football.
Too much carnival.
For youth football for Northwood, and then I went down to Corinthians where I was playing with him for a bit, and then now I've started to settle down a little bit. I'm now down at Chertsey playing, and yeah, so I just started there on Tuesday. It was my first game.
Call on your debut, no?
Yeah, a little goal from the edge of the box.
Decent,
yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Alright then, pal, and a little bit on RB. How long you been at Rising Ballers for, pal, mate?
I think I've been at RB for like just over a year now. My first game was Madness, if I could remember. Yeah, it's been going well, man. Obviously, we're unbeaten in 30 games at the moment. Well, I think it might be 31 actually, including last week's. So yeah, it's all going well. The platform's doing wonders for the younger kids, and we keep going.
Decent. So you've had positive experiences at RB?
Yeah, positive, man. It's all been good.
It's doing what it says on the tin.
That's it.
Decent. Thank you very much. WINJA, LAMBETH, ALLSTARS. Talk to me, bro. What's been happening?
Yeah, man. Currently at Tooting and Mitcham. Started young at a team called Ferndale FC. Had a team called currently at Tooting. Before I was at a team called Ferndale when I was young, with a lot of Brixton people from Brixton, Angel Town, Stockwell, Tulse Hill, Mitesfield, and then kicked on. Had a little time at Barnet. Then I was at Dulwich Hamlet. Dulwich, went to Dagenham, didn't get in. Then went back to KENNINGWELL, man.
Back to KENNINGWELL.
Yeah, won a lot of trophies, won a lot of things. And then, yeah, now I'm at LAMBETH.
Decent. Thank you very much. LAMBETH, how's that been going at LAMBETH?
It's alright, never been a manager, but always knew I was a leader from young, so nothing that I don't know.
Is that your title, gaffer? Yeah, you're the gaffer.
Yeah, man.
I asked this question last week when we had Saha on. So Saha on, T said that he was player manager at first. So I was saying that if you're gaffer and you have a shockingly bad 45, how do you then go on to give a team talk and motivate if players are looking at you as a gaffer like, you can't really chat shit because you've had the worst 45 out of everyone?
No, I can.
You can?
Because we're not talking about me, we're talking about individuals, other players.
That's decent. That's the
But
question.
first I will say and put my hand up as a player that had a stinker. But
Decent. So is this your first year with LAMBETH?
yeah, this is my first year with LAMBETH.
How's pre-season gone?
It's gone alright, it's kind of difficult at first, understanding about management. You get players that turn up late, you can't really put your hand around their throat and that, so it's a bit different. You got to be professional. So what it is that it was good, man. It was good. Like the first game, I kind of had to throw other people in, like old players, resis, to kind of get other players who got semi-professional teams. So I couldn't really burn them out.
Decent.
They just had a game.
Were LAMBETH together last season?
Pardon?
Were LAMBETH ALLSTARS together last season?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did you find? So have you got a lot of the same players that you had last year this year?
Yeah, like the most important ones, the core. I've got them back in. So yeah.
Okay, so you've had to drop a few out.
Yeah, that's how it goes. It's tough.
Didn't
Do you know
mind,
what I mean?
don't mind that side of things, no?
No, I'm cutthroat, man.
Decent.
That's what it takes, man. You have to be cutthroat sometimes.
Am I right in saying did you guys got out pre-season? KENNINGWELL LAMBETH?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
Yeah,
What's the score?
Ended 4-2.
To KENNINGWELL.
Nah, to Lambeth. Man.
Okay.
To Lambeth, man.
Okay, Winch, love for that, bro. Thank you. Frenchie!
What's happening?
Gaffar, Kenningbwell, talk to me, mate. Obviously, episode 1 we had Baker and Mikey Cams on, so they went into a bit of detail about Kenningbwell, but it's always good to hear it from a different point of view, from the Gaffer's point of view. So talk to me, man. Football, early days, what's football like for you, pal?
Yeah, started when I was about 7 or 8. Was playing for a local team. I was living in Northwest London. I was playing for Hampstead FC. From there, ticked on and went on to Hendon. Was with the Hendon setup for a while. Youth reserve first team. Floated between a few semi-pro clubs. Cray Wanderers, Tooting and Mitcham. More recently, Sutton Common Rovers. I've got a bit of a development role there and recruitment. So just working a bit behind scenes. And while I was at Hendon when I was young, I ended up coming over to Kenningwell. Had reservations at first because back then it was a bit different, the Sunday League. It wasn't as evolved as it was now.
No,
so I was a bit, pessimistic about it. But went down to Kenningwell and haven't looked back. This is like, I don't know, about 13 years.
Yeah?
Something like
Decent long
that.
time. So you was at Kenningbwell last year, innit?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
So, why the switch? Why the change of scenery?
Well, there's times where it's just your time to go, man. I've been a good servant for Kenningbwell. I've won a lot of things. To be fair, in my first season, won the treble. So,
Okay.
do you know what I mean? And then we kind of knew we had a great young squad, man, hungry players. You know what I mean? And then had a trial. And then didn't get in, and then it was like I didn't really want to play football again. And then Kenningbwell were like a family, so I spoke to Cecil at the time, and I just have a lot of off the field activities, and Cecil and them lot got around me and said, "Look, you just gotta play football, man. You gotta enjoy it."
Decent.
Firstly,
Decent.
so yeah, man.
Nice. Don Strapzy, how are you, my man?
What's going on, brother?
Firstly,
Yeah, man.
how's your injury?
Bro, man, it's there. I'm improving slowly.
Yeah.
Slow progress is better than no progress.
Yeah, so we got a date for a return?
Hopefully after January I can start looking at it.
Oh, decent.
Yeah, man.
Cool. Don, give me a bit of background about yourself, mate. You've been playing football for long. Where did it start for you?
So football-wise, my CV is not really football-related, but taking it back when I was young, fortunately for me, my dad was a coach for Crystal Palace.
Okay.
So I used to go to all the summer activities and the coaching sessions. So I got quite a good coaching background.
Decent.
So technically, as a player, I'm quite good. So I was playing football all the way up until when I was about 12 years old. I was in the Charlton Athletic School of Excellence. I got released from there when I was 13. Started playing Bexley League, like Sunday League.
Yeah.
Your typical like long lane. In my school football teams and all that, year 7, 8, 9. Went to year 10 and my life just went somewhere else. So I sort of stopped playing football. And I found my passion was, my release was through music.
Yeah.
So I started doing music more often than I was playing football. But anyone that listens to my music will always hear football references. Yeah. Because football was my original passion. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a professional footballer. Yeah. And I can play football, you know what I mean? I'm a good player. But anyway, I didn't get into Saturday football because I couldn't commit to training sessions. Yeah. And I couldn't deal with a man telling me certain things, you know what I mean? Yeah, and that's my problem. I've got a problem with authority, you know what I mean? I always have. And that's my issue. Okay. But that's why I am who I am as well. So long story short, to cut through a few years, when I was back in 2014, I really wanted to play football because I was not playing football. Do you know what I mean? At all. Okay. Do you know what I mean? I was playing for so every now and then my boys have got Sunday League teams, I'll go and play. But I said, I need to play football, man. And Ryan Palmer, he's married to my sister. Okay. And Ryan Palmer's always been a footballer. He's always played football. And he's always telling me, Donny, man, listen, you can get me like a Kent Prem Saturday night. I'm good enough to play. I said, bro, I can't do Saturdays, man. It's not for me. So I said, the only way to do it is we need a Sunday League team. And then obviously SC Dons was born.
Is that how the Dons came about? Exactly like that, yeah?
Literally, I needed to play football, man. Yeah, so we just rang the man them and there you go, man.
And you are where you are now.
Yeah, where you are
the rest is history.
Yeah, man.
Decent. Guys, so that's intro's done. Thank you very much for giving us a little background into yourselves and your clubs. Do you know one thing that's really apparent, I think, just from chatting then is, although we see all this social media and we see the banter and we see the competitiveness that goes around, there's obviously a lot of respect between clubs and people, which I think is good. That at the end of the day, it's football. Although football can get people very heated, it's nice to generally see that mutual respect between people and clubs, which is good, man. So we're going to talk about transfers. Obviously, you left Kenningwell. Yeah. You're still at Kenningwell. Donny's he stole half your team. So
when you got the best players, it gets like that. It gets like that.
Albie, what are you doing? You're still at RB.
I'm down at RB for now.
Yeah, so you're down at RB for now. Sounded like you wanted to nick a move, but I don't know. But let's talk. How do we go about? Because see, so Lefty, Don, you've known Lefty for a while, right? Yeah. So you know Lefty for a while. So how do them sort of transfers come about? Because obviously Kenningwell, you were doing it right. We've all seen the YouTube videos of down at Kenningwell and playing. And Kenningwell, Lefty was a Kenningwell player. Like, how did them sort of transfers come about for you guys? Like, so for
you have to remember, like, South East London is very, like, everyone knows everyone, innit? So obviously Lefty was playing for Kenningwell. We know Lefty. It's just it's simple, really. It is what it is, isn't it? Like, like, what are you doing next season? Are you available? Yeah, cool. And that's it.
Did that get to you though, French? You know, like, obviously, because
there's been a lot of talk about that one.
Yeah.
Strap sort of touched on it. Lefty knew them before.
Yeah, of course.
Before he knew us. As close as we are, I haven't known Lefty that long. A couple of years.
Okay.
So
he went home basically.
Boy,
is that what he done?
He could answer that.
Okay.
But he hadn't put on a jersey for them, so I don't know about home. But
yeah, we've got Flips and Mitch in the background just chatting.
No, it's all love. It's all love.
So,
at the end of the day, like Lefty will still be family to us. Lefty's part of their family now, and that's what happens. Football is football. People come, people go.
Yeah.
We've had people leave before. We've had people who you look at and you say that's your best player gone, and we're still here. Like, losing players isn't adverse to football.
So who did you? It was Lefty and Mali,
Mal.
Mal fullback. Decent, but obviously I suppose it'd be interesting when you play each other. Obviously there's no love losses at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? You're still friends. Winj.
Yes, man.
So obviously then you left Kenningwell. So you lost, how many players did you not lose?
Everyone came for our guys. If you wanna win, and you wanna win trophies, you gotta grab the best. It makes sense.
So what did you do to replace them guys?
We replaced in every area. We've
Yeah, so
replaced
you
in
stuff
every
every-
area. So
every area.
you know, Winja's gone to manage. We've got a striker in. We've got a fullback in when Mal went. We've got some centre mids in, and we've got some people coming back from injury. So
Because I'd say, especially in your guys' league, your aim and objective don't must be everything. Same as Kenningwell, you're there for everything.
Yeah.
So I suppose when that game comes around, you have a massive support mechanism there, and it'd be a very competitive game.
The Dons will take home, how many? 5 trophies? We'll take home 3.
Yeah?
Yeah, we want all 5, but we'll definitely take 3. That's a fact.
Yeah? So talk to me.
But like when I say that, I don't want no one to think like, listen, this league we're playing is very serious. Like we've lost games. We got turned over by Ludlingstone 5-2. Like, there's no disrespect to no team in this league. Like, Kenningwell was a very good team. Do you know what I mean? But we're very confident. That we should be bringing home 3.
I think confidence is 90% of football. Like, if there is no confidence, what's the point in playing? And especially if you're attracting the best players, that's the whole point. That you're halfway there to winning trophies.
That's right, man. I agree with that, because it's about, like, getting the best players in. And
is that why you teeth to a man?
What's that? Boy, what I'm saying.
I just had to ask because we're
brothers. Yeah, but what hear what I'm saying though. But what I'm saying is that, like, there's players that's left, but it's, have you replaced the players though? That's the question. Because to replace someone like Lefty and Mal, Hamilton and Mikes is very hard. Even me, being top goal scorer as well. Like, I don't think. Yeah.
So what are you saying to me is that they haven't replaced what's gone?
No, for me, no.
How can they replace you?
Boy,
You can't because it's hard. You know what I mean? You got to have someone that's really gonna, like, Kenningwell play a certain style of football, a very, very good way of football, and, like, even for me, it's not easy when I'm playing up front for Kenningwell. You got to do a lot. You got to show. You got to come into pockets. You got to get on a half turn. So now I feel like, personally, me, the identity is gone, and it's not just through me. It's just through some players. I think they're more a counter-attacking team now.
Okay.
I think.
So I'm going to ask you a question. Who wins that league this year?
You're asking me.
I'm asking your personal. Don't sit on the fence.
No, I don't do that.
You don't sit
I've
on the
never
fence.
been a fence man.
Who
anyway.
wins that league this year?
Who should win it? By players, SC Don should win it. They should win it. If they don't win it,
No, but he said who will.
You should.
Yeah,
Just say.
Who will? Who will win it?
Just say.
SC Don should win the league this year. That's the truth. They should win the. They should win the league this year. No, I'm honest. I'm honest with the caliber of players they've got. They should win. They should win the league.
Cool. And in terms of your guys' league, the Met League, what's the league like? What's the standard like?
To be honest, you can't really ask me that. You're better off asking Don because they came from there.
Is that where you was before? Where you was
Yeah,
now?
yeah,
Don,
it was in the Met League. It's not as good as the Orpington League, so I'm expecting WINJA to win that one. I know he's got a good team down there, and hopefully he'll come over to the Orpington next year. But I don't know. Again, listen, people come and go all the time.
Yeah, of course.
The standard is not the same as the Orpington. Groundhoppers have come over, Peckham's come over, so I can't really speak on them no more.
Albs, you've played against Kenningwell. What was your thoughts playing against him? Obviously, I think Rising Ballers is a very young side, and I think in certain aspects, maybe not now, but I think they were underestimated by a lot because you're a group of young lads. We covered the game, Kenningwell Rising Ballers. I think one thing that I noticed very much is you guys play a certain way. Now, I've watched Kenningwell play. They can mix it up. They can be physical. And I think I saw a different side of Kenningwell that day. I think you tried to bully a lot more than you did play. And I've never seen Kenningwell in that aspect. Every time we've gone to watch Kenningwell, they pop. So I think that's testament one way to Kenningwell, that they have variety in the way they play, but also to yourselves for making them play a different way. What was your thoughts about that game?
Obviously, we've sat down and worked it out before. Our average age is 19. Like that's our average age of the team. And if I'm being honest, from where I've played with RB and the fixtures I've played with the team, that was like probably our weakest team to ever play. Like no disrespect to any of the other players, all good players, but like we had a couple main players missing that day. And but yeah, no, Kenningwell got respect, and they had, as soon as I see K in the middle, I thought, oh yeah, it's gonna be.
You played with K before, right?
Yeah, I was down at Corinthians with K as well.
Okay, so you guys played. You guys, SC Dons and RB, have you guys ever gone at it?
Yeah.
The game you played?
Played in last year.
Last year, what was the result? Score?
3-1.
3-1 Dons.
Our team was like, no one's there from that team.
No. What? Hang on. Donnie, talk to me about that game.
Was I there? I wasn't there.
Yeah, like
I wasn't there.
I wasn't there.
What you should have said is that you weren't there.
No. Who's there now? Out of the...
Malachi, the striker, and your goalie for definite.
Alright, that's 3 players.
Alright, cool. So can I ask a question?
That's 3 players.
why are we? Hey, man, them. Come.
No, he's
Don't
not.
care
He's
about
nowhere
that, man.
near
Listen.
one of our main players.
We played them 12 months ago. Yeah, they can say they got different players, so have we in it. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
Obviously,
the day
they're
you
a
won.
lot better than they are now. So, but we had drops and Doug on the pitch. We had the Mandem playing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
We won 3-1. So, but Rising Ballers are very good, man. Maz is doing a good job down there.
Definitely.
But like Kenningwell, we man didn't have T or Coxie playing that game, innit? But like, you know what I try to stay. This is what I try to stay away from. I always try to stay away from like we didn't have our best players
Yeah,
playing.
no, 100%.
Because you see anyone that puts on a Don's top, yeah, they're SC Don's player. Regardless
there you
of
go.
when we played Vista, we had 5 man out. So I can either say, my man weren't playing, but we everyone that represents the Dons is a Don. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, 1,000,000%. Because I think if anyone that puts on the top, you've definitely gone to sign them.
Yeah,
So
man.
to say that we haven't.
100%.
So listen, if you put on the top, therefore you're good enough to play in that top. Yeah. So
Yeah, no, 100%. All
regardless.
the players that played are still ballers. They're players, but it's not our like. I don't know. Our main. If we was to have everyone available,
I think they're saying they got to see you
it
again.
would have.
Yeah, do you know what I was going to say?
Hey, listen, everyone wants to see that game. You know what I'm trying to say?
But there's a
That's
time
game
and a
that's
place for
being
everything.
Yeah, there
though,
will
as
be.
well.
Like, listen, we spoke to again. Like, you have to remember, like, we everyone knows each other, man. We've spoken, or I think Big G spoke to Maz. It will happen because people want to see it. But at the end of the day, we got Sunday. We're playing every Sunday. When do you want to play? Tuesday night. Like the man them play on Saturdays.
So
It can't happen.
Thursday
Yeah,
as well.
so
So
we have to wait for it to happen. It will happen.
decent.
We're in the London Cup, innit? Maybe we'll get them in the
There you
London
go.
Cup.
So you might
Yeah,
join us.
we're in the London Cup as well, man.
For it to be 11-a-side game, you're probably
It's gotta
looking
be
at pre-season.
It's got to be a pre-season thing or cup game.
Okay, cool. So, what do you think your aspirations are for this season? Obviously, knowing you is everything, no?
Yeah, that's me, man. Like anyone that sees us, boy, man.
Who won that league last year? Do you know?
I think it's Groundhoppers.
Well, and you said they've come across
They've
now
come
to
across,
come
yeah.
across.
Yeah.
Alves and Rising Ballers are now in. Is it the Barnet?
Yeah, I think it's the Barnet League.
So decent. So do you know it's generally now RB we're playing not very regularly. They're in the league now, so there's a chance now that everyone could generally end up meeting up, which is good. And it's testament to you guys because I don't think Sunday League football's ever been in a better place than what it is now
No way.
in terms of quality, publicity, the way it's supported. It's never been there. So thank you very much for that, chaps. Cool. Episode 1. we had Portland, we had Kenningwell, we done a 1 to 11. That 1 to 11 caused a lot of heated conversations on Twitter. I'm going to start with the man to my right because I can hear him sign already.
Yeah, it's
Was
crazy.
it the strongest 1 to 11 starting in that league?
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't.
No.
Why wasn't it?
If
in
you're
your own
talking,
words.
if you're saying strongest, then if we're talking about the league,
Yeah.
then that's a different whole thing. If you're talking about the strongest team, if Mont's ain't in the team, that's a joke. That's a joke.
I think that was one of the ones that generally came up when we were putting it out there.
Even
Monson.
Do you know what I think it is? I think people, they're scared to have a team which would have consisted of just Dons and Kenningwell. And that's no disrespect to the other teams and the players in the league, but for me, when I look at the starting 11, it's going to be Dons and Kenningwell.
Yeah. Okay.
And again, I rate Victor at
Vista.
Vista. He's sick.
Yeah.
And it's like I said, the league is full of people that are good players.
Yeah.
Please don't get it twisted. But if we're talking about
the best,
it's Dons and Kenningwell.
yeah,
Bro.
Dons. Okay. So
Like for them to not put Big G in goal, I was so surprised
that's
that
a
Bakes.
madness,
I was surprised that Baker
To
didn't
be-
come out and
do-
say,
do you know
"Yo,
what,
Baker."
though?
No, because he flirted with the idea.
you know, he did.
Yeah,
he
but
he
what I'm
sat
trying
on
to
the
say,
fence.
what people, I feel like what happens to the Dons is, they feel like if they say Big G, they're a fan or a groupie. You have to forget that. Like Big G, hands down, should have been the number one goalkeeper in that team.
Yeah, no.
And that's not saying that there's no
No,
the
but
other guys ain't
Sam,
good.
Sam is a sick keeper.
Which one is Sam Freeman?
Sam,
You
but the
know,
thing
is
is,
that
the
Portland?
thing is, what's stupid
Is that
about it,
Portland?
if I must say, Sam didn't really play last year, and I don't remember him playing. And
Well,
Yeah,
well,
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 No,
well,
he didn't.
So-
What it is,
When
what-
he wasn't in goal when we played them.
Nah.
They
What
gave
got,
Dan.
Okay,
yeah,
so
nah,
I was
you won't have
thinking.
seen- you won't have seen Sam. What got misconstrued is them, like Mike, Adrian. They know Sam. They've played with Sam.
Yeah,
They've played-
of course.
I've played with Sam. I've played against Sam. I've played with George. I've played against George. Like, and I think they're basically putting it down to their experience with each keeper. So, I know Mike dismissed, sort of the intangible side of what G brings in terms
Yeah.
of
You see what G
talking.
done in the cup final this year?
Well, G's the reason. G's the reason why it's. G's the reason. Listen, G was a man on fire that day because another keeper, dare I say, we win that. But G pulled off some of the best saves I've seen him ever pull off, and I've known him for a while.
Yeah,
So
that's-
take nothing away from George. George,
for
wherever
me,
he goes,
like
that's
last
it,
season,
bro.
George was the best keeper. Like, there's not a debate about that. And,
because
it-
we
and-
heard you were talking the most. I think
Yeah,
I think Winj
no cap.
started the debate.
Yeah.
To be honest,
Yeah,
it popped
'cause
up.
to
And
be
I
fair,
think-
like I was there, like chilling, getting a rub, and I've turned on my phone, looked on Twitter, and I said, "Raw, yeah, that's mad." Yeah, like I said, "No, like I can't see this," and just sit on the fence, as you said. Like,
Yeah.
I can't. Like I've never been that guy.
Yeah,
I
of
said,
course.
like, and I got love for people that was on the panel,
Yeah.
but I can't hear nonsense. I can't let that slide. So for
Okay.
me, I had to just say and voice my opinion, and
Yeah.
then this is where it's blown up. on
It's
the internet,
it's
and
led to this.
yeah,
So
yeah,
okay,
man.
so what we're saying, we're generally going to say here now that the team should have been picked on the best players in terms of ability in that league. And what we're saying, French, we sort of saying is that
Last season when it was picked on the performance.
Yeah.
Because it was hard to pick sometimes on ability because Dons had just gone in.
Okay.
So not everyone had seen their players to know what all their players can do.
Okay.
So like I put out a team last year and I made it clear that this is on performance of the last season.
Okay.
Purely performance. It's my best 11 on footballing ability would be different. Now people have got a chance to see Dons,
Yeah.
Portland, everyone else who's come through. They can
but
make
I
them more
don't
educated.
agree with just that, because if you go off for that, most people that get the most fan base is Dons. So if you're going to see anyone do bits, mainly through Dons' YouTube channel.
No, I get that. I get that.
So for me, you can't just say that. Like, there's two things to it. There's performances, there's ability, and there's honours. At the end of the day, when you finish this season, all them games in the cold and the muddy pitches, it's what you take home. So for me, and statistics.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? And I feel like people was picking friends
okay, these
as well.
Did you see the 1 to 11 out?
Yeah, briefly, but I'm not really too good with names. and that.
Two good names.
Who's
More
playing.
good with, okay, so what we're gonna do then? Yeah, we're gonna obviously they picked a 1 to 11 on their own opinions. We're gonna pick a new 1 to 11, and you guys are gonna pick the 1 to 11. Yeah, and to be honest, but as a game,
Can we just establish? Are we going on ability on this 1 to 11 that we picked?
You're going. Listen, you're going. I want to
Just
see
who's the best player in that position.
At the end of this episode, when we edit it, I want to see the strongest possible side with the players available in that league. Cool. That is the best
Based
1
on
to
what,
11.
last season or this season, or like.
Or just
what we're basing on.
I want to base it on the players that are there last season. The players, because your league, obviously, you will know the players in their league because you play them. Yeah, he knows them. So what we're gonna go, what your 2 games in, right? So we're gonna go up until now. We're gonna base it on the whole of last season, the 2 games this season as well. So that's what we're gonna base it on, right? Yeah, so that's where we're going to go.
2 games this season?
Huh?
You're basing it on the 2 games this season?
Well, but no, I'm saying...
I've seen as well.
Yeah.
It's mad.
Why is it mad?
It's mad, because if you're saying that, there's a lot of people that's cancelled.
Okay, cool.
Instantly.
Cancelled, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. So what we're going to do then? What system we playing?
4-3-3, yeah, man, I agree.
Right, so I think I know the answer to this one. Who's number 1?
It's got to be Sam Freeman, innit? Listen, I'm gonna say what I think Big G. Man, feel free to question it.
What's wrong with you, Vince?
For me, it's got to be Big G.
This guy's cheeky.
I can see why they picked Sam, but I gotta go Big G as well.
Winch?
Big G.
Al, from what you've seen?
What I've seen, yeah.
Yeah, Big G, yeah? So we're going to go Big G. Big G.
Good start.
It's a good start, isn't it? Yeah. Who's the gaffer? Yeah. All right, so we're gonna go. Who?
Oh, why would you say that, Mitchell? No, that get off my boy down. He's having mares right. Leave him out of this. Leave him out.
Oh Jesus! I need to stop doing that. Sorry. So okay, so what we're gonna do now? Left back.
For me,
I'm gonna dispute that and put Zach there. I can.
Any right back?
Well, Zach plays either side. Remember last year we had Zach one side and Mal the other side. Zach's comfortable on either side. I rate Az. I like Az, and I like the idea of a left-footed player. But when you look at Zach's stats, his stats are near the top in terms of output, in terms of assists, in terms of goals, in terms of performance. I haven't seen Zach have a bad day for a long time. If you're talking about one of the most consistent.
Did he play against us?
Zach did, yeah, he did.
Yeah, I remember him giving, who was it? Sinks was playing right back. Yeah, and Sinks is a good player. But yeah, no, he was doing well. So, but I don't know who plays left back.
That's the thing as well.
Has he got a good left back?
That's the thing. Like,
I can't judge it. I can't judge because I haven't really
that's the
seen
thing. Like both of them on the left hand side.
Yeah.
Technically, like, see, I was gonna say Az, to be fair, but Oli Don could be honest because he's a real brother. Like, does Az get you assists and goals a lot? Because technically he's cold.
Nah, he doesn't get much assists. Does he, man?
No,
not really. He's proper.
No, he's tidy. He's tidy.
For me,
he's tidy.
For me, the two names came up that I'm happy to go with. Innit? Like, obviously, I'm gonna say Az because I'm with him week in, week out. I'm not with Zach week in, week out.
Okay, so what we're gonna do? You said Zach. You said Az.
Mine comes down to stats.
It just comes down to
you're gonna decide.
Yeah, now for me, it is Zach.
It's Zach.
Zach.
So we're gonna go Zach.
Zach's a good player.
Okay, cool.
That's hard.
All of the players in the league, I like Zach.
That's Kenninghwell. Right back.
Mal.
It's Mal. So we're going with that.
But country Mal.
So I said one thing, and Nathaniel Williams popped up on Twitter. I very rarely see him. I said he doesn't get beat. Yeah, Nathaniel Williams reckons that, but very rarely.
Who?
Malachi.
Mal is the most effective right back.
In terms of offensive,
he's more offensive than defensive.
You know,
he can defend. Don't get me wrong. But what Mal brings to you going forward is you can't mark him. He can dribble. He's both-footed. He scores.
Do you know what? And I suppose my opinion comes
well,
from when I was gaffer at Colliers, and we played SCR. The 2 times we played SCR last year, he was up against Athan. And I don't really remember, and Athan's a very good player. I don't really remember Athan going past him. So I make my assumption of what I see as we see.
He played in that pre-season game. Remember when Corinthians played against
Colliers? He played.
Yeah, Miles.
We won though, innit?
Technically, Miles is one of the best right backs.
Technically.
So I think it was the other way around last time. Didn't we have Zach at right back and Miles at left back?
To be fair, most of my goals through Kenninghwell came through Malachi.
When we played Kenninghwell, Mal was that guy, man. He was sick.
Do you know what?
Yeah, and that's why he doesn't have to defend that much because he attacks so well and he's so good.
So that's what I'm saying. So that, do you know what? Because I put a K there first.
But what's it based on? That's what I'm trying to say. If it's last season,
yeah,
still Mal though.
It would still be Mal.
No, it's still Mal. But like, so what are you saying? You're gonna put Kenningwell under my boy Mal's name?
I put SC Dons, bro. Look,
he's a Dons player.
I put Dons because he's a Dons player, isn't it?
Obviously, he's a Dons player now, but what got him his move to the Dons was through Kenningwell.
Yeah, that's through Kenningwell, but he wears a Dons badge right now.
So
cool.
That's
Do you know what? This area, I think, is what it.
But you have to remember, man. Remember, G was playing with Mal at Ashford time ago. Okay. So it's not like man saw him at Kenningwell. Like, who's this guy? Man knew who Mal was.
Okay.
Yeah. So like, but obviously, remember, Kenningwell is also like when man played for Kenningwell, they're loyal to Kenningwell. Yeah, like we wanted Mal from early. Yeah. But it was like, I'm at Kenningwell, do you understand? So,
alright, cool. Do you know what? These two areas, I think they went under the radar a little bit, and then I think it was you who said that you'll drag Baker out on Twitter.
No capping. No capping.
So,
big statement, Winch.
Do you know what? So obviously, I think Baker's a good player, but obviously one of the centre-backs
Baker's a leader, man.
Huh? Yeah, he is.
One of the centre-backs was yours.
Jazz.
Jazz.
Yeah, Jazz.
So,
Jazz is
who are we going to go in terms of centre-halves?
My two again, I'm going Jazz and SK.
I'm going.
And then your centre-halves,
that's my centre-half.
Yeah, no, that can't happen.
But that's for me. Baker, I rate Baker highly. I'm trying to think of other centre-backs.
But let me tell you something. He ain't here for a reason. He's gone scholarship guy. Is different.
I think
Guy is different.
What stood out for me?
Football intelligent.
When we brought Guy in, he had in some people's minds no right to start. No one figured him for a starter, and he was at Sutton Common Rovers. We brought him to Kenningwell, and he was quiet. He waited his time, and one of our regular centre backs, Keanu, got an injury. And I always say to the players, when your opportunity comes, and it's your time, you have to have a worldie. You have to have a worldie. Yeah. Like, if someone's injured and now you're starting, if you don't have a worldie, it's up for debate. And Guy had 7 months of worldies.
Okay.
And for me, when you're coming up the players you're coming up against, like the first time we played Dons, like everyone, I rate Zach as the best striker in the league. But for me, Guy kept him quiet that game. Okay. I felt he did. And I feel when you can do that to a player of that caliber, like, you've got to notice that sort of stuff.
Bro,
and he's had solid performances.
Zach in every position if he could, bro. I'm telling you, bro. You see, like, when I was telling people about Zach and he played against us and people were saying he got pocketed, no one wasn't screaming Zach's name. But I was telling him, man, he's the coldest. Like, I'm telling you, he's different. Like, he's a different type of striker. Now everyone's saying Zach. Like, it's mad, bro.
Do you know, alright, cool. So we're going to go back to centre. Are we going to say Guy?
Can I say something?
Go on.
As a centre half, got 7 goals as well.
Yeah, that's what I was going to
say. I would take all that. I hear that. I hear that.
How many goals did Guy get?
I hear that.
We're talking stats. You started with stats.
Consistently played every week.
SK gets in though. SK gets in. Facts. We're talking. You said ability, right?
Yeah.
Because
SK was our captain.
And I wasn't even going off statistics no more. Like if we're talking ability, SK gets in anyway. Like let's take away.
And do you know what I think? Very early, it's quite obvious that when you're picking this, it's hard to pick because, as you guys say, for a centre half to score 7 in the season, then we're going off ability. So all in all, it's hard to pick a 1 to 11 because there's people have different attributes. Now it depends in terms of in this system, what do you want from your 2 centre backs?
Need a ball playing centre back.
So that's what we're gonna say now is this 1 to 11 as a group. You have to think, right? How do I want my 1 to 11 to play?
But that's why you've got to look at and you've got to see what names are popping up. So you've heard SK, we've heard Jazz, we've heard Guy. Is there anyone else?
I think Joe Hart deserves a.
I
think Joe Hart deserves a standout. He's Kamazi. He's not so much your ball playing, but with Joe gives you everything all the time. Joe is do what you say on the team.
Joe last year, Kamazi. Do you know?
I'm not sure.
Joe would have got in.
But if you go off the back of that,
so if we're talking about ability,
we conceded the least amount of goals.
Let's not do this.
So it's like Baker might feel like I've got to be in there.
SK and Guy.
Ability.
If you're talking ability,
do you agree or disagree with that?
Ability.
If we're gonna go on like I said, it's Kenningwell Dons all the time. Yeah. If I'm gonna compromise, I'm gonna say take one of each. Yeah. Me personally, I rate Guy as well, but I'd go SK and Baker for the simple fact that them two are just leaders, warriors. I can't see much getting past them. Baker from set pieces is dangerous, so that's why I've seen. But I know I've seen him more than I've seen Guy. Do you understand? Okay. So I'll happily go with them two. You know what
Do
I mean?
we agree with them
But
two?
it's up to these man.
I think overall consensus, SK is definitely in.
SK's
Okay,
gotta
so
be.
we're gonna go SK. Yeah.
SK.
Yeah, out of what I've seen, I'd put SK.
Yeah,
SK's in there. SK's in there. Don't get me wrong, like I'm saying, Baker's a monster in the air. Like there's no one in the league that can.
And he's
talk to
small
Baker.
as well, isn't it? He's not very. He's not very
He's,
big.
yeah, his
But he's
leap is
good, yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah.
Like in the air, Baker's eating it up all the
Baker's
time.
been a
like-
servant of the league and the
yeah.
club for a
Yeah.
long time.
That's what
And-
I'm saying.
and-
That's what he
and
said when we
Baker,
had him on
Baker
last
come
time.
up whether you rate him or you don't, you respect him. No matter
like,
what,
you
no
have to
matter what
rate
you think
Baker.
of him,
That's what
no matter
that's
what you
I
think
take
of
in
him.
sometimes. Sometimes I think we focus too much on just if a man's good at football.
Yeah.
I'm talking about leaders and warriors. Man, that's gonna win you leagues, bruv. It's gonna on a wet Sunday. You know what I'm trying to say? He's gonna go the extra 10%.
So is Baker keeping his place?
For me, yes. Do you know what I
Frenchie?
mean?
For me, it's a bit unfair because Baker. For me, Guy was the first name on the team sheet. Guy was our best centre.
That's the ball that went over his
Guy
head
was the-
for the final when
Yeah,
Ants.
that's the
You
one.
know what I'm trying to say, bro?
Yeah, I hear that, but no one man is an island. The same ball that went over his head is the ball that hit the side of the wheel that
Right.
come out to provide the assist.
I need an answer. Come on, give me
Hey,
one.
how long did it take for that to come off?
So are we going with Guy?
For me,
2-1.
for me, and Baker
Win just the third
dispute
man to decide, innit?
So what you saying, Guy?
I'm easy.
Gotta be Guy, man.
Alright, so
Yeah,
I've
so
got
Guy
a
would.
quick question. Albie, do you get into that?
What?
To that back four? I've had you as a player. Do you get? And I know
I
you're
don't really
confident-
like. I don't like commenting on my own ability, innit? Like these lot have all seen me play.
I've played with RB.
So you get in there?
I've seen RB train as well. RB does get in that, and his shots are nuts. Like, I can't even lie.
You can shoot when you can shoot, Al.
I
You
don't
never used to
know,
shoot
man.
when you play for me.
It's new to me as well.
Like, he scores free kicks. and
So we got
stuff.
Big G, we got Zach at left back, we got SK and Guy, and we got Miles at right back. Yeah. Who's the anchor?
I like the number 8. You know your number 8 that was playing against us.
Matty Warren.
One with the long with the dreads.
On Adam Allen. Adam Allen. Yeah.
Sid works hard.
Yeah, that's why I put him in, because I remember him doing a mad run,
Can I ask
tracking
you a
back.
question, right? Someone said to me off camera that Adam Allen's best position is centre back. Do you agree?
Facts. If Adam play when
Info,
facts. Adam, you can't. Adam's quick. Like he's strong. He can play ball. Adam at centre back is very different, and not many people have seen him at
He's
centre
the
back.
coldest, bro. If he plays centre back,
If Adam had been a centre back, this is my opinion. If Adam just bit the bullet and played centre back from early, he'd be in the league.
But he really doesn't. He doesn't enjoy it, does he?
No.
Because I spoke to Adam today. Obviously, we got a game tomorrow,
He don't like
and
playing
we're
that at all.
short on defenders. And said, Dad, you're gonna play centre back tomorrow.
I've never seen Adam
he-
get beat at centre
Yeah,
back.
he
I've
doesn't
never
He
seen
scored
it.
a good header against us as well.
Yeah.
Good header.
So who are we gonna put in the anchor?
Depends what you want, man.
You're saying the
I was
Billy.
gonna say Satnav.
Yeah, if you
Bro,
want
the
a
Satnav.
deep line playmaker, then yeah.
Nah, but we're talking. That's what I'm saying. It's a madness. You're talking ability now. See, if it's ability,
So
that was another name that come out.
Yeah, if it's a
this man won.
if it's ability, like it's silly because
Yeah, Nadi's him as well. Like we got so many midfielders.
Do you know what? I was gonna say
I'm a
this
big
is gonna
fan
be
of
tough.
Dolby
Yeah.
and
Nad-
Jack
Nad-
Caldino. I can't lie.
Jack-
Dolby's
Jack-
Nad is underrated.
Dolby's hard.
Nad is
I said-
underrated.
I said he was
Like,
an
I've said
underrated-
Nad
that.
does a full
On
job.
mothers, I've said
Let-
that
let-
in the
let-
change room. He's underrated.
Let me tell you something now.
Nah,
We
this serious,
got. I'm not saying that nonsense sub, but we
So
got
do we
5
want
subs.
someone who's breaking up play there?
We-
Or do we
we-
want someone who's
Nah,
playing there?
we're playing, bro. We're playing months.
Tick, tick.
Months.
My free.
Months or lefty. Months or lefty. I don't mind if we're doing ability. If we're actually doing ability, it's months or lefty. for
So
me.
let me ask you a question. If you go
Kenningwell
with,
lefty as well, by the way.
if you go with Monts, does Lefty not get in the side?
My free is Mons, Lefty, and Dino. That's my free. Do you know what I mean? But then I've left out Diggers. I've left out Ryan Palmer can do a job in the middle, but I prefer him out wide. So like,
Where does Dolby play for you?
Dolby's in the front three.
Oh, is it?
Like his left foot is.
Say that again, Don. What was your 3 then?
I go Mons, Dino, and Lefty. But again, Mighty Warren. I like Warren as well.
Do you know what? Yeah, he's insurance, bro.
I like
He's your
Warren.
insurance.
Matty-
Warren's unreal.
Matty, our first game against him was the best player on the park. By a country mile.
done well.
He did everything. He covered every blade of grass. He kept it ticking. He kept it simple. When you're talking about someone who can do everything and do it consistently, like Matty.
Yeah, Matty.
Warren.
He had
Alright,
a
cool.
he
Do you
had
know
a
what-
good game
alright.
against us. I
Let-
think he got man of the match. Did he get man of the match for you lot against us?
He must have. Yeah, I think that's the game we covered.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
He was. We were saying that, Viv. But what I want to establish. So we're gonna go with the anchor. Are we saying the anchor is Mons.
If it's an anchor, then I like Matty still.
Yeah, I'll put
I rate
Matty.
listen. I rate
if it's
Mons
an anchor-
highly.
if it's an
I
anchor
think
and
Mons
just
is
slot
one
in
of
front of
the
the front
one of the
four,
best ball playing.
I think Mons is the best.
What I said.
Mons is level,
I said this. I said this to K Runner on Twitter. I said maybe some of the reason, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but last season I didn't see him start every game for
Because
you lot.
he's playing for Welling United. Isn't
Okay, I hear
he? So
that.
like obviously he's
I hear that.
Mons is a young player.
Yeah.
And he's playing Conference South football.
How old is he?
He's like what 20? I don't know, something like that. He's young. So we're fortunate. We always try. These are our friends, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
And he's chasing a professional career.
Yeah,
so
that's
where we can protect him, we will.
We can.
Do you know what
I
I mean?
think we had Soho on last week, and Racer said that.
But
he's a different
Mons
kettle
wants
of
to
play
play every game. Like he's
Okay.
never happy to hold bench. Do you know what I
Okay.
mean? But we, as bigger bros and that, sometimes like even this weekend we've not even put him in the squad. Like he wants to be in the squad, but we're telling him, look, do you know what I mean? So that's what happens to Mons.
How does he take that?
He's not happy. He wants to play every single
Yeah.
game. But at the same time, he's a good guy. He's a proper clean-hearted guy. He's happy to be involved in the Dons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he'll be back. But where we can protect him, for example, he's got a little bit of an ankle injury. You don't need to force it.
Yeah,
That's the
okay.
beauty of the what we brought in. We can allow man to sit out, and we still got quality to step
decent. But
that's why I did.
But we're no closer to the answer.
I've said my.
We're
free,
no
so-
closer to the answer. That's your free.
I've said my
Give me
free.
a free, French. Give me a free as a whole, because what?
I think there's one that you all could agree on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna put Lefty in there, yeah?
Yeah,
All
I
three
think-
of you
I
agree on Lefty.
I think
You know Lefty
Lefty's
is
gotta
something
be in
else.
What one's that?
Left.
I don't think you've played him.
Lefty's cold, man. His
Left-
range of passes
Yeah,
are
sat nav. Like he'll
stupid.
put the ball anywhere you
They're
want.
stupid.
Anywhere you
They're
want.
stupid.
I like
But
the
the thing is,
Yeah,
like,
like-
look, the thing is, like, another name that's forgot, and it's mad because he like on the eye, football IQ, Jack Samutis. How has his name not been
But that's what I
mentioned?
said, Dino. I said Dino.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
Jackson Mutis.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
This is another name that pops
My
up a
bad,
lot.
yeah.
Mons and Dino.
He's there for me. He's in that free for me.
Yeah,
still,
sorry, I
that-
called him
Yeah,
Dino.
Dino.
innit?
Yeah, Dino. Them two names, Mons and Dino, they popped up a hell of a
Them
lot.
man there. Remember we're talking about ex-pros, bro. Like Dino was playing for Cyprus, under 21s. Like these man are
He's
are
at
International
Fulham as well, innit?
seasoned footballers, bro.
That's what I'm saying. And then there's Matty Warren. He's been at Palace.
Warren's hard, man.
He's been at Palace. He's been a player at Kingstonian. He's been at clubs.
All right,
It's
cool.
tough because you got him there, and then some people forget NJ. NJ's been at
Oh,
Arsenal.
Neat,
NJ
hard.
can sit in that. NJ
But
can
does
sit.
he play week in
All
week
right,
out?
cool.
though?
This is what we're gonna do, yeah.
We got him late in the season, so where we didn't have him, we just didn't.
Yeah,
we just
NJ's
didn't have him
serious.
at the beginning of the season. When we got him,
He's hard
then he
still.
was playing, and you could tell we
He's
missed him.
hard
Like,
still.
we missed him in the latter stages of the cups, like the semi-finals, the finals,
couldn't-
because we got
he
him late in the
couldn't be in
season.
there.
You have to play.
Alright,
you have
cool.
to
But
play
that's my
something
point.
like
There's so many.
Yeah.
It's difficult, bro.
It is difficult,
when-
and as
when-
well, I think we've got three different opinions. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna move on from the three, yeah, and we're gonna come back to the three.
Left-footed.
Yeah, so we're gonna go. What we playing 4-3-3? So we're gonna go left of the front three.
Touring, no debate.
Left
I
of
can't
the
hit-
front
I
three.
can't
cutting
hit no
him
one
on
else.
that.
Yeah.
I can't hit no
My
one
man,
else.
my man's hard.
I won't
Touring,
compromise
bro.
on that one.
Torren is dangerous.
Touring, bro.
On Torren's quiet day, he's still better than
Touring.
90% of the
Torren is
people.
dangerous.
Like you'll see. Like Torren gives you goals, assists.
Like we all put Nathan Palmer right back to deal with him, and that's our striker. We put him right back.
That's what I'm
dangerous,
saying.
bro.
These
All
are
right, cool. So everyone's agreeing. Torres, you played it.
Yeah,
You know,
Torres,
about
I've seen
Torres.
him. Yeah,
You
he
know
comes
Torres,
from the
innit?
player.
All right, so we say Torres left of the front three.
Turn
We're gonna
up
go
and
right of the
violate,
front
bro.
three.
Dolby's left foot, man.
I think
He's been doing this for years.
You see, on performance, I put Victor, but on ability, I put Dolby. If we're going ability,
I like
Dolby,
those, but I don't know if
Dolby-
I would have him out wide. Like if he was in my team,
Where would you play
I
him?
would like him in a 10, bro.
Yeah, he can do 10 very good as well.
see,
I'd
He
like
can do
him.
it.
I don't.
But like it's just that left foot is like a get out of jail free card. Like he can go missing sometimes in a game.
see if
Cuts
this
on his
was
left and
see
his-
if this was statistics. Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Be
how many-
honest, yeah.
If it's stats, then
This
Victor
would
goes
be
there.
Victor. I would get in there. Off ability as well.
If we're going on stats and numbers, the
That's what I
numbers
mean.
that it
So-
would probably be you, Penny, and Victor.
So Dolby, Ants, and Nathan Palmer, they all scored 18 plus last year, and they were the top 3 assists in our team. Like Dolby
Who
was on
would you have?
18, but then we haven't even
Yeah.
mentioned Ryan
Come off
Palmer.
the
you
right.
know.
Coming off the right.
Yeah.
You know what the worst thing is?
Go on.
I don't know none of these man's players.
You know?
You just know your players.
So it has to be Dolby for me. But I'm not in a position to make that judgment because I haven't seen their players.
Mitch,
Even Kingy, bro. We ain't even mentioned Kingy.
The King's cold,
Yeah,
man.
I like
King-
that's his name. Yeah,
King,
yeah.
King. No, see, for me, King's cold,
Yeah.
but he was injured a lot last year.
Yeah.
But King is cold.
Yeah.
Like he's ridiculous. Man.
You're not having that win,
No,
are you?
Dobby's cold, man.
got-
Dobby's
you're not
cold. He's
having-
left foot. He's a wizard, man. He's a wizard with that
It's
left.
hard.
But I'm
So
saying,
you got- so-
You got
so-
to rap on
but I'm
something.
saying,
If you've got to pick,
if we're looking,
if you've got to pick 3 in that
hard
position,
rapping
who are
it,
you
hard
picking? If we can get a general consensus.
if we're going off ability,
Zach's got to be 9, surely.
Alright, yeah. So we've
No,
got
we know Zach's 9. That's
Alright, cool.
that's
Zach-
the
Zach-
conversation. Like
no,
Zach's
but
9.
but there's Pins though. That's how madness. Pins
No,
is
I
crazy.
get. No, Pin. No, we're not taking away. But
Pins won the league, bro.
Bozy, like
Pins
I
won the
don't
league.
think there's anyone in the league that will ever
If he don't
downplay.
start,
For me, alright, you know what? If I had to change this, then I'm putting Zach in 10 and Penny's up front. I don't care what no one says. That's real.
Zach can do 10,
And
but
10
I
is-
can't take some minutes out of the 10 either. That's why I'm saying it's hard. It's
That's
so
what I
hard.
said. No, but Penny has to be in that.
to start. Remember, you got 5 subs. I'm not saying man have to hold bench, but
Pins has to be in that. Like,
Bozy
Turin's
bagged
my
against
boy,
us
Turin's
twice.
my boy. I love him. Man's grew up with Turin from the age of like 4, like playing ball in like concrete. But he didn't have the best this season. He was injured a lot of the season as well. But because we're doing ability, no one can't talk to Turin when it comes to ability. The guy is so cold. He's close to Neymar.
alright, cool. So let me ask you lot a question, right?
I
Let me ask
know,
you-
it's not a
Alright,
game.
cool. So let me ask you a question. Big G was picked on what he done last year. I heard you saying about the cup final against Kenningwell. So certain things stick in your mind from last season. So that
Well,
judgment's
you
based.
got to remember, yeah, like, because it gets done. What we done last year was nothing short of a madness.
Yeah.
Our first year in the Orpington League, as soon as we joined, all these teams are talking about we're only here on YouTube merit. We're not even that. We lost to Vista because like we didn't take the league serious. We lost. We lost the league by 1 point. We threw the league away. Please don't get it twisted. I'm
Okay.
taking nothing away from Komazi.
Yeah.
We threw it away. Yeah, it was 4-1 up. We threw that away. We won the double in our first time in the Orpington League.
Alright,
but
cool.
that don't count. Cause
So what Big G
were
done-
we were in the Kent, so that's a cup for you lot over there.
But we still had to go. We still had to do the dirty work.
Yeah,
We still had to
and
do
you
the dirty
and
work.
you
You know
had
what I'm
to
trying to
play
say?
games in the week.
Exactly,
Like
bro. So like, what I'm trying to say is what we done was mad. So Big G for me, we can't even question that, bro.
Alright,
Yeah,
cool.
Big G's in,
Alright,
bro.
so but the point I'm getting at,
Man are down playing how good he is as well. You know, this is a good keeper, very good
Yeah.
goalkeeper.
but the point I'm making is that you went then with Zach, Mal, SK, and Guy, but you all spoke about points of last season. So your reference point was last season. So you're talking about how well they done last year. So then if we're gonna pick a back four on what they done last year, then you have to pick Turin on what he done last year.
No,
No, you don't think
if
so?
it's not, if it's
Yeah.
if it- yeah, not
Because if we're doing it on
if
that,
we're doing
yeah.
it on that, no.
If we,
No.
Cup with Torin last year was the cup final, and he was on smoke.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know about
Yeah.
the rest.
Yeah, that's
Don't
what
get me
I
wrong, I've
see
seen him
That's what I
play.
see.
Unreal.
that
It's
was
unreal.
that was listen,
Unreal.
I can tell you as someone who knows Tour and
Yeah.
managed them and played with him, that's probably Tours' quietest season last year.
Yeah.
Because Tours is a guy. Tours used to like the turn up and violate hashtag is a lifestyle for him.
Yeah.
Like
I
there
watched
is
him-
countless videos of what he does. You
I
see
watched
it,
him at
like,
Hampton. I went
and
and
his
watched him at Hampton
goals, his
Richmond.
goals ratio, like the season before, the season we won the league, whenever Torin scored, he'd score hat tricks. Torin would never score 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Any game Torin scored would finish with him scoring 3.
Yeah.
Like I get it, but Torin's got to be there. There's
Cool,
no,
done.
there's
That's
no,
done. Finished.
Essie Dons weren't in the league when he was bagging hat-tricks.
I hear that, but you was finishing 5th in that league. So
Okay.
I can't. So I'm just saying you was finishing 5th. So you had to obviously do what you was doing there and then come here. No, I respect it. I respect it. I respect it.
Okay.
I respect it.
Hey, see that league,
I
yeah?
respect it.
It will never be the same now we're here.
Okay.
It's never gonna be the same. It will never be the same. That's a fact.
I agree
All right,
with
so we're gonna go Turin and Zach, yeah. So Zach is our 9, yeah. Wins, you don't look happy, bro.
Boy, like Pins.
Penny's
has-
a big
Pins-
shout.
Pins
Penny
has-
is-
Penny
Penny
done
has
a
to be
madness
in it.
last year.
Penny.
Yeah, but it's like what you're saying with T.
It's like what we're saying. Like
man
we're
have
talking,
to
we're
put
talking
Ants in the
about
9.
ability as well, yeah.
I don't
Pins,
think-
Pins has been rolling guys from when he was at Palace,
Facts.
killing
All right, cool.
the
But
fans.
so
you
so what's
lot
this then?
mad?
So Penny's is Penny a 9 dog? He plays 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, is Penny a better 9 than Zach?
Depends
The
if
way
you
you
want
no
it
no
or
no
not.
that's the way you lot want to play.
We
Two
got
different
both
styles
a big
of-
man
Okay,
up top.
I get that, but for the way that you don't want to play, so you're picking the team on the way you want to play in this system.
No,
who's
I
a
tell you
better
why,
9?
Zach, I tell you why
It's
it's
gotta be
Zach.
answer, bro.
I
There
tell
you
you
go.
why it's
We
Zach.
can't even question
because whatever that midfield three is gonna be, they're gonna be slipping in balls behind for a man to get onto and finish. It's not gonna need a man to hold it,
up,
and it's not gonna need that. the passing ability is gonna be too much. It's not gonna be
Zach
that.
and Pids are both cold. They both.
Yeah, they're both cold. Yeah,
Yeah.
they do.
Well, man, are talking about changing formations.
Yeah, 4-4-2.
Like the last 11,
4-4-2.
the last 11, they put Penny out
I want
wide.
a team, yeah, that can move the ball when the ball needs to go. Like, you know, when you're building up and it needs to go into someone. I know Pins is gonna hold that, roll his man, and get everyone. in the game.
Penny ain't slow either, you know.
And
No, it's not.
He's rapid.
He's not slow.
I remember-
He's
yeah,
banned
yeah,
from the
people-
halfway line when he banned up.
But listen, I want to know who's
For
our
me, it's
9
Zach.
dog.
For me, it's
No.
Zach. For me, it's
Alright,
Zach.
no, quick, watch it. Zach,
Zach can't.
you saying Penny?
Yeah, Zach will get in my team. He'll be
Alright,
in
cool.
the
But
team.
listen, we're gonna go 2-1.
alright,
We're gonna go
Zach.
answer. Yeah.
Cool.
Playing off the right. Who are we going with off the right?
For me, Dolby.
Dope. So I haven't seen no one else.
So, but you said Dove, so you come in. What are you
Dope.
saying?
But you ain't seen the rest of the
Yeah,
the
that's
team,
what I'm
so you
saying.
can't
But
say that.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I play on the right as well.
I've seen you play up front. I've only seen you play up
I
front.
play in the right. I play on the left. I play up front.
So,
I get goals. fam.
Don, who's your man off the right? Dobbs.
Dolby, yeah.
Frenchie, who's your man off the right?
You just don't want to say Dolby, innit?
No, ability. I know. Listen, I've known. Me and Dolby was playing against each other from we was the youngest in Kenningwell and Borden. Like I've had to go against Dolby where I was a right back and he was on the wing. I've had to mark him. I know what he's about and I know how cold he is. And on ability, like he goes there on ability.
He goes there. So we're gonna go Dobbs, yeah?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah.
It's burning him. It's burning him.
No,
It's
we're
burning
talking
him.
about ability. There's King as well. And he's
Yeah, but
crazy.
that's what
No,
I'm saying.
King's crazy, but
He's
King's crazy.
Obviously, he ain't played.
King's crazy, but only one of them has got to start.
That's
And
it.
I think if you
So-
go with it for like it's
Now
gonna be
we're
Dolby.
gonna go back to this middle three, yeah. I'm talking the anchor. Who's gonna play the anchor? I want one name and one name only. Done.
It's mad, bro. Because for me, Digger's name is in my head, Nad. But I've got to go lefty.
Lefty.
Yeah.
French. Who's gonna play in that holding role? They're gonna all give me a different name.
How is he? How's he? Like, what's his role though? Like, when he's holding,
He's a
what-
playmaker.
Is he-
He's a
is
is he
playmaker.
cutting? Is he
He's
like?
a
He's a
playmaker.
deep line playmaker.
You see lefty, yeah. I'm telling you, yeah. He's Scholes-esque. Like he doesn't do too much.
No.
He collects and moves it.
Skull's a
On a
bad
mad
one.
one.
I can't
No,
lie.
no. To be fair, like from there,
He will see things that you ain't seen in your dreams, bro.
I
I'm
didn't
telling
really
you.
know how
He
good he
will
was,
assist
yeah,
from
until
the- He
man
came
started
up
watching.
with
Yeah,
yeah.
Till he played for
Until
you.
he started playing.
So are we gonna go? So are you saying lefty, French?
I actually have lefty higher up, but
Okay.
if that's where you, that's
So
that's
are
where
we
he used
all
to
in
go the
agreement that
team.
lefty should be in that midfield three?
Yeah.
Are we agreeing on that? What about you?
Off ability, lefties in there,
Yeah.
man.
Alright, cool. So
I don't-
I'm gonna what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put his name in there, yeah, and we can play with that. But lefty's gonna go in. Lefty. Who's gonna be the 8 dog?
Once.
His number as well, 8.
8 dog Monts. What are you saying, French?
I'd have had lefty up there and had Matty Warren anchoring.
That's what I'm saying.
You need insurance, bruv.
bro.
You need insurance, and Matty can ball out. I think Monts is cold,
this is mad.
but there's no insurance in there. Like
Yeah,
this is the
someone-
fact of it. Them men are pure. No, them men are purists. I rate Monts, but if it comes to let's get nitty gritty, I'm not saying he's not physical. I'm not saying he can't do that, but first hand, if you had no biased, if you had to have a man to protect your back four, just protect.
Yeah, that's
Are
what
you
I
gonna
said.
go
That's what I
Matty
said. If we're
Warren
talking
or are
about
you gonna go
protector, then-
Monts? In terms of protection, you're gonna go Matty. Matty
It
might not
depends
be
on the
able to-
game. It depends who we're playing. It depends on because I go with Diggers over Matty. But like Matty, I rate Matty, but I go with Diggers. If we're gonna go on a man that's gonna just clean up and break up play and move it, then Diggers and Warren are. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. This how
And
good everyone is.
I said Diggers.
They're all that good,
At the end
bro.
of the final, I said to Diggers he was the unsung hero
Yeah,
of your
fam.
team.
Alright, cool. So what's this? Winja's in my ear to my right saying that you have Matty Warren.
Yeah.
Frenchie, yours.
I have insurance, and Matty Warren like it's like watch the team, watch the games, watch all the games that they beat us, the game we beat them. Watch it, and you will. There's
And
not
you
look
said,
at the comment
you said
section.
Matty Warren.
Yeah,
did
but
you-
I can't picture lefty in it. I can't picture none of these
so,
guys.
but on Matty Warren, you see
yeah,
Matty Warren.
I think Matty's cold.
So we're gonna have to put him in there, yeah. But we're gonna do something else at the end anyway. So we're gonna go Matty Warren.
You're right, mad.
I know, bro. Don't take the piss out of it.
You're right, nuts.
I know. Right, we got one more spot in our 11, bro.
Jack.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
ten.
yeah.
I
Jack.
think that's pretty. I think
Jack.
that's pretty
Yeah,
solid.
yeah, it has to be, man. But
Dino, yeah.
Passing,
I was
ball
not
carrier.
Culture in there, to be fair, yeah, it's true.
Right, yeah.
How
Jack will
is
go in there.
Month not got in this? I don't know what this I'm saying.
It's tough, bro.
mad,
It's tough,
Nah,
man.
This
It's
is void
tough.
again.
Because
No,
you
this
could
is
switch
void.
that. Like
This is void.
like
This is
you
void
could switch
business.
it. You could have loads of people. There's enough people we haven't mentioned. You know, there's loads of people that we haven't mentioned. Like if we're talking technically about
Yeah,
people
me,
who are
innit?
in the league.
Yeah,
All
me.
right, we ain't mentioned you. We
Yeah,
ain't mentioned
that's facts.
Hamilton was technically signed.
Yeah.
Mike Hill was. They never
Yeah,
got.
but they
There's
didn't
loads
play-
of players.
Yeah, they didn't play enough though.
No, I hear that.
That's
I
the
hear
only
that.
reason why they're not there.
I hear that.
My players, they would be in there. Most of my players from Lambeth would be in that team if they played. That's facts.
But do you know what? It's tough because I think, again, it's about opinions and people have decent opinions on people. But I don't think we're ever going to be in total agreements that what's
That's
gonna,
a better 11 than the last one.
100%.
But when you're looking at this, there's 1, 2, 3,
In that last one, no Vista.
4, 5. But there's 5. So there's 5 changes in this starting 11, right? Big G, Guy, SK, Dino, and Dolbs.
What team is it? Is it just Ken? Is it just Kenningwell?
So we got Big G.
So you said ability,
No, 1
innit?
million percent it is. It's but this team is SC Dons and Kenningwell. There's not one person from another side.
Yeah, but we've bigged up.
Who?
We've bigged up Penny.
Penny.
Penny
But
needs a shout.
we
We
have
bigged up Victor.
we got 5 subs.
But it's still that's
We're
probably
talking
gonna be
ability.
Duns
We're
and
talking
Kenningwell.
ability. though. We're talking ability. If we're talking statistics,
Penny's name, put Penny. There's no debating
Yeah,
that. I
right,
think we
so-
all know Penny's
Penny
got to be in
can
there.
hold bench 1 million.
We don't say it like old bench. You're gonna
bench,
stop messaging that.
After all this chat, Kennel better not hold 7 when we play.
That's never our portion. That's not our portion. I don't know what.
About some transfer business and stuff like that.
Yeah, and we're 2-2, so our transfers have been good so far. Our business has been alright.
So we're going Penny. Penny's number 1.
Debate is your transfer.
Wow.
oh man, put some water on that one, boy.
Okay, so substitute number 2 is who? So we got Penny as number 1.
So there's only 5 places, yeah.
Yeah.
We got.
You gotta have Monster. Yeah.
Once he's starting.
Yeah.
Starting.
Yeah, but like, bro, like even Ryan Palmer, we're forgetting.
Monts ain't in the starting 11. You know that, innit?
What do you mean he's not in the starting 11?
They
So
said
who's the-
Lefty, Dino, and Matty Warren.
Nah, man. Lefty's got to go. Anchor. Monster's got. Monster's got to play. How are you not starting Monts? That's mental. That's what you were saying. Yeah. Okay,
Alright,
that's
so-
mental.
so-
No, that's mad. That's
Yeah,
mad.
you did.
I said Matty Warren has to be in there, but I'm saying.
So who would come out then?
Monts has to be in
So
there.
if Monts goes in and you say Matty Warren, who comes out?
My
Jack
my
or
my
Lefty?
3 was Monts, Lefty, and
Yeah.
Samutis. That's my 3.
That's
I
a,
can't believe that.
that's
I didn't
a
know. I
Don's
thought Monts
three,
was
innit?
in there. Yeah, it's gotta be, bro. But like I said, there's no disrespect to no one, fam. But I gotta go with him.
Matty,
Name a better.
Matty's-
Name a better midfield 3 than that.
Matty, Lefty, and Dino.
Nah, bro. Man.
If you're talking about
Fam.
balance, bro.
I hear what you're saying
If
because he
you
breaks
talk
up the
about
play.
balance-
He's
and
breaking
but
up
he
play.
can play as
Oh,
well.
he can play, Monts
He
can
can
play,
play.
he can
He can
play.
play.
Yeah, I've seen
He
Monts
might
play.
not be
He
as
can
nice
drive
on
the
the
ball.
eye.
Nah,
as
listen.
Monts. He might
I'm
not
a
be
big
able
fan.
to-
I'm a big fan of Warren. I think Warren's hard.
He can
hard,
play.
guys.
Yes,
He
I-
knows
but this
his
is what I'm
strengths
saying,
and
it's
his rates.
tough.
But I rate Monts highly.
It's
I've
very-
always said
but
your best
like,
midfield three includes
Yeah,
Monts.
it's but and this is the headaches we have
Can't have
every
I don't
week.
think you can have 3
Do you know what I was
players
gonna
in
say
there,
to you
bro.
is
need-
one thing I would say
like
is
what you said. You need some insurance. Man.
he.
Free as well, especially.
But what I would say is Monts was probably the biggest reaction we got in terms of he has to be in that 11.
He's top tier,
He
man.
does
He has
His
to.
ability's
He has
top
I
to
don't
be.
in
think
there.
people watch
His
football for
ability's
what it
top
really
tier.
is because
His ability's top
people
tier.
people don't see the kettle boiler. They just see the mug and the tea. They don't see how it builds and that. Like they don't really watch the game for what it is.
All right, Gaff.
That's real facts. It's no capping.
Okay.
I think
So what are we saying now? We're gonna go back. So Monts has to be in there. If Monts goes in there, who comes out?
The man am I leaning towards Lefty coming up from what I'm reading.
That's what it sounds like. I mean, for me, I've given you my 3.
Yeah.
So I can get outvoted.
I can't take my insurance
Nah,
out.
let me
But like I said, I've got I rate Monts and I think he's cold. I just think from a gaffer's point of view, like if I'm
telling
picking
you,
a team in balance,
from last season,
I need that insurance.
From last season, I'll be honest. As much as I love this guy, and when I play with him, we do magic. Lefty would come out. That's
Can I ask you a question?
Off of last season.
Could you change this system and take out one of them front 3? asking.
If you take out the front 3, it can't be Torin. And it can't be Zach. I love Dolby, but if you had to pick out of those, out of that 3-2, Dobbs is cold. Dobbs is cold. But
gotta
if
be
you can
4-3-3,
only have
man.
2, it has to be 4-3-3.
It's got to be a
It has to
4-3-3.
be
We just got to be
4-3-3.
harsh. We got to be harsh.
Yeah, we have to be.
Like
So-
I said, I've given you my 3. So if man want to vote against it, they can, innit? And then we see.
My midfield 3 don't change from that.
Wins. Does your midfield 3 change from that? Because it sounded like you wanted to take someone out, mate.
He
I
puts
said
Monts
no.
and
I said I
Lefty.
put.
He said he put
from
Monts in.
last season, Monts over Lefty.
Alright, cool. So that's 2-1. So Lefty has to come out.
That's facts.
Months. Okay, so then does Lefty drop to the bench? Lefty's
Yeah,
not, aye,
Lefty would have to be there.
Lefty's not going to be happy, boy.
Don't worry, I'll talk to him after.
Alright, Lefty. Cool. So we've got Penny and Lefty on the bench. Who's sub number 3?
We need a defender, you know.
Jazzy Bruce.
Jazz. Yeah.
No Baker.
Come on.
Who is our back two? Guy.
SK and Guy.
Oh, you lot.
Hey, don't ain't happy with that too, innit?
No. Joe Hart, man. These lot are saying mad things, man. Joe Hart has to be
Joe
there,
Hart.
man. Them man, they won the league. Like, you don't, like, over the course of a season, that don't just happen.
Do you think it's mad then that they won the league and they haven't got a player in the starting 11?
Bro, their defense against us was shocking, bro. On a roll, I don't know what they done against other teams. We just threw it away. We was at them 3-0 up, drew 3-0, 4-1 up, drew 4-4. We was so bad that day. So that guy, the bald guy, is hard though. He's a very good defender.
Is he better than Baker?
No, he's not. He's not.
You know why? You know why it's harder for me to answer? It's probably better for WINJA and French because they've seen these men play. Remember, I told you at the start.
Another thing, if you're talking about ability, Baker
occasions.
has to be there. That's crazy. Baker has to be there. If you're talking ability, Baker has to be there. That's mad.
Okay, I'm trying to think who the other.
Remember, Jazz can play and goal as well. You know, that's why he's a useful sub.
That's what they were saying on episode 1.
Sub.
That
he's a goalkeeper.
He's a goalie.
He's a goalkeeper, and he's a very good goalkeeper.
That's mad. Like,
he's very good. That's why even if he's a sub and the defender, keeper goes
Did
down
he play in goal the first game?
He played in goal like 7-8 games for us.
Wow.
Because George got injured.
Yeah, he saved the pen.
So I'm trying to think, V, can you top of the head? Who's episode 1? I think I got it on here. The Joe, is it Hubbard? Who's Joe Hubbard?
He's hard.
Chris Hubbs is hard. He's hard. And he's not in the league though. He's not with.
Is he not there no more?
Hubbs is
Where
my
is he?
brother. Yeah, like
Royals,
ability is
I think.
cold
FC
as well,
Royals.
but.
For me,
he didn't
Hubbs
do
is
enough
hard.
in the league, though. He didn't do enough in the league.
I like Hubbs a lot, but I wouldn't put Hubbs is my boy. Sorry, but I wouldn't put him over NJ.
So what about this Victor guy? I heard you guys talking about Victor. You wouldn't put Victor. Why?
No, he scores goals, man. No, like last season, yeah, his goal scoring ratio was stupid. But this is the thing now. This is the thing.
What did you just say? Lukaku goals.
Wow.
Boy, that's mad, bro. I'll be honest.
Cool. So, sub 4. Give me a full sub, French.
Who's the 3 subs at the moment?
Penny, Lefty, Baker.
You got a striker, you got a centre mid, you got a centre back. You need someone who can do.
Wing and 10.
I've got to have NJ.
Man ain't put me in there. You're capping.
You're a gaffer now. This is the life you chose, brother. You gave your spot to Penny.
No.
Of course you did. You gave your spot. You gave your spot.
I'm in there.
Remember Mike? Mike's coming here and Mike said,
wait. No, forget that. We're talking ability. Like, let's not be silly. Frenchie, on my day, I'm a madness. You know that. Like, let's not cap it. I'm a madness. Like,
we're not even.
No. Obviously, it's not about me right now. So I'm gonna let him just say what he wants. I'll be over there with Lambeth real soon. So
it's cool. Whoa.
He's putting NJ's coldest. That's my bro. But he's putting someone that hardly played in the league.
Do you know what? We're gonna come back to Lambeth coming over there in a minute. Let's get this out the way. I want 2 more players. Two more players. What do you say? Penny's a striker, right?
What positions do we
So we've got a centre back.
We got a spine.
Yeah, we got a spine.
You need a winger 10.
A winger.
Yeah, you need a wing. You need a wing who can do 10.
For me, if we're gonna go for a winger, King's my man, but I've got to go with Ryan Palmer.
I was just about to say that Ryan Palmer is my man.
What about the
thing
number
with
8
Ryan-
we spoke about?
Sid, you wouldn't put him out.
No, but I'm saying in general.
But I was gonna say that Ryan Palmer, from what I've seen and what I've
Ryan
watched,
Palmer,
He's a shout.
how he hasn't come up more, I don't know. To be honest, because
he gives 150% every week.
And
Do you know why? Because
So he can play that everywhere as well.
He can play everywhere, can do a job everywhere. So obviously, because people might see something. When
Mitch, do you
he
wanna
played
see?
in the middle for us a lot last year.
Mitch, do you wanna come and get involved quickly? Do you wanna see?
Obviously, my opinion might be different from Ryan's, but I agree Ryan's a very great player, but I can't lie, our top goal scorer, I can't leave him out, Nathan Palmer.
Oh my days. So this is why it's mad. There's so many names we're missing. 22 goals last year.
And you see what I'm saying?
Could never.
Palms has been excellent for them. Like in terms of they were ruthless in the final. Like they put him right back, and I said,
Do you know what we're missing? We're missing Hatcham players as well.
We're talking
They
about
got some
someone like
ballers
when
over
you
there.
go look, when you go
Nah,
look,
they do,
when
man.
you go,
You can't-
hold on, yeah,
No,
yeah.
no.
But when you go,
When you
when you go look on the
Harrison's
league-
mad. Nah, Harrison is mad out wide. Harrison's
Harrison's a
mad.
madness.
Harrison's
Yeah,
a
I said
madness.
that.
Harrison's a madness. Gavin's a madness. Like there's players all
But like
over.
that's what I said with me.
But
I can only go on what I've
about the
seen,
league,
bro.
right? We're talking about the teams that's finished high, that's done bits. That's what we're really talking about, and got ability. That's what we're talking about, and got ability.
But I think
So-
if you see what this team consists of, you can't leave out top goals.
You gotta put Victor in them.
I wouldn't put Victor, but
Ability, that's me, innit?
That's it. Does Winja get a place in the side?
As a non-biased answer it.
who me?
Because
Winja's a good player, but I've only seen him play against us. What? How much time have he played against you?
4 times.
You know what I'm trying to say? So
Carla, he's a player, man. I've played
no, but Winja was an integral part of their play.
Yeah, it's hot.
Yeah, like remember he cut and hit the post, like it caused us problems. So like if man want to put Winja, we can, but how are we gonna have Penny? What's the? That's why I said, what positions are we going for?
That's what I say.
I think we need an out-and-out winger, and then you can, and then on the last one you can have like a luxury, and you can decide.
Alright, come on, let's go.
We don't
for-
have a winger in there, an out-and-out winger.
Alright,
For me, you're a 9. You're not an out-and-out
Yeah, that's
winger.
like for me as well.
Do you understand?
He's a 9.
You're a 9, bro.
Okay, so out and out winger. Who are we going for?
An out winger.
Yeah.
Then I'll go around with Drew's answer. Out and out winner. Personally, round.
I go Ryan Palmer, but then again I'm missing out Kingy. I'm missing like it's mad. It's mad.
I like that.
But I'm gonna go with Ryan Palmer though.
You're gonna go Ryan Palmer.
Mhm.
Would you go with Ryan Palmer?
Yeah, I like him still. I like him. It's hard though, man. Cause
I'd go Ryan and I'd slap Winja.
I'll put him there because of his versatility.
Alright, cool. Listen, we've got 2-1. We're going Ryan Palmer.
Who else are we missing?
We got
Enough,
one.
man.
Bear man, isn't it?
Yeah.
Enough.
Don't get me wrong. Do you know what it is? It's hard to do this, and 15 places isn't enough because it obviously what it does show is testament to the league that you lot are playing in, that you guys can name this many good players. Yeah, and you're missing out players, and you feel bad for doing that. But football's a ruthless game.
I think a good shout out would be that the central midfielder from London. He was a good player.
Joe Plant.
Oh, Joe Plant.
Blonde guy.
Plant is.
He plays 10 for the minute.
Plant is the thing about him is that he gives you a captain's performance every time he plays for them.
They've even got another guy in the middle who's sick, man.
They're 11. They're small one.
Nah, not the small guy. There's like a tall guy. Man, I can't remember, man. He's hard, bro.
Lullingstone have got some.
He wins headers and
Lullingstone,
he win a lot of headers and that.
he wins headers. He's like,
Yeah,
he's
he's
good,
a bully.
man. He's a
He's a
good
bully,
ball player
yeah,
as well.
yeah.
Wins, you get in there.
Like if we're talking ability, football intelligence, goal scoring, I do get in there. But you know, like I'm a character that a lot of people, you know, I'm a villain. You know what I mean? Like,
He brings
that's just
something to it. That's why I said like Winj is like a don
Friends,
still.
can I ask you, I think you're a real guy. Would you put Winja in there?
For me, Winja's got to be a 9. Winja's my brother and I love him. But if I can only take 2 9s, I'm taking Zach and Penny.
Okay, cool. Fair. So we need one more.
Can we get Winja's thoughts on that?
My thoughts. Wait. It's his opinion, you know what I mean? It's his opinion.
Football's
you
a
know what I
game.
mean?
Football's a game of opinions.
It's like that. When you
All
do a
it
lot
is,
for the club
Yeah.
and win a lot of things and they get used to you, it's a bit mad, isn't it? Like,
I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that. I think that you just not take it personally, and no one doubts what people.
I was shocked when I heard Winj we left Kenningbwell.
No one doubts what people have done for the club, but let's not forget what the club have done for people. People are so quick to say, what have I done for the club? But these men there get breakfast on a plate. They get Under Armour. They don't got to pay for nothing. They ain't got to pay for none of this. When I was a player, I lived at 2 of the managers' houses. There's a lot that this football club has done. That pitch that we got over there, they play on a dream. This club has done more.
That pitch there.
So I'm not hearing it from. Let me be honest. I'm not really hearing it from anyone about what I've done for the club and blah blah blah. No one's saying people haven't been servants for the club. But let's be honest. Like before Dons came in and the impact that they had, we were the luxury club. That's a fact. That's on everything. We were the club that came in looking the best.
100%.
We were the club that played the best football. We were the club that was the one that people was talking about. So it's not about, for me, like I said, Winj, if I'm taking 2 9s, that's my 2 9s.
Yeah.
You were starting as my 9 last season, so you can't say it like,
No,
like
that's-
that. Do you know what I mean?
It's your preference.
So
innit?
that's preference. That's it.
But
Yeah.
it's a lot in it.
No, brother, no. Because what it is, I don't want people to take
No,
things
but
personally.
no.
Because there's enough man that we've
It's
missed
never
out.
personal, it's
There's
business.
enough
At the
man
end
that
of the day,
we've
it's
missed. We've
business.
taken Lefty out of the lineup. Do you understand? Like, there's so many man. Then, like,
no, it's
King can be
business.
named. Like you said, there's loads of people. There's loads of people that.
He hasn't served the club the way WINJA served the club.
I agree. I agree
Lefty's
with
his
that.
dog, though,
I
man.
agree.
That's
It's
why.
but Lefty's ability. Lefty's my dog. Lefty's my dog. But on ability, that's a general consensus across the table. No one said, yeah, because he's my dog. You said he's cold. Everyone said he's
Lefty's
cold.
different, man.
There's man them in here. There's people in here that are my dogs. There's people in here that ain't my dogs. It's nothing to do with that. This is purely on football ability. And in those positions, if you're telling me you're better than Zach Ansah, hand on your heart, I'll put your name in there right now. If you look me in the eye and tell me
Man said.
that. No, I'm just saying. And then I'll put you in there.
generally
No.
believe, but when I was telling people about Zach, I wasn't hearing this before. That's my issue.
but
When I was
some
telling
man- some
everyone
man might not have
he's
seen
the
him.
coldest and people, he's not physical, he's not this. I say, you don't need to be. The guy is so intelligent.
So that's why he's there,
You don't
though,
need to
brother.
be.
Do you
Yeah.
understand? Some
And
people
I'm
might
saying-
not have seen him,
Alright, cool.
and then they needed to see him. So what I'm saying is, if I
Yeah,
can
no, I'm
take
saying
two,
that's-
if I can take
yeah.
two, if I can take two, and again, it's not personal, but the two names everyone has said here is Zach and Pinny. So now it's not to get personal when your name wasn't said, because these are the two names that everyone said. You started for man last year. You can't make out
It's
as
not
if-
even that
as
I
if-
started. I scored the most goals.
You
for
scored
last
the
year.
most. You scored.
Let's
but you
admit
were-
it's facts, man.
Yeah, you
It's
scored
facts.
the most goals.
I scored more goals than
were.
Zach in the league. And me and Pinny was joint. So I'm saying in the league, I have to be in there.
Then we have to put Victor in there because Victor outscored everyone.
But we're not. But Victor, like he's my guy, but he's no ability. We're talking about ability now. We're talking about mad ability. We're talking about ability.
I can't lie. George picked up the ball and barred Winj and he didn't shake in the cup final.
That's Win's one
Love,
thing you're
bro.
not gonna
Love,
get is a
bro.
shake out of him. He's not gonna shy. You can't. You
Like,
can't run them
like to be
tricks.
fair, like even
You
off of
can't run
last
them tricks.
season, like the reason why I put Zach over me is because I'm talking about accolades. He took it home, I didn't. That's facts. There's no cap. Like, do you know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? And that's why he gets in over me. Because if you look statistically, I was there.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? And I had a rough year last year, but there are no excuses. You know what I mean? On the day they took it home, and that's facts.
Do you know what would be interesting as well, V, that away from this, if we got all three of them to write their 1 to 11, because I think there's.
I don't think it's gonna change much.
You
No,
don't
it's
think
not
it'll
gonna
change
change
much?
You might one name
But
here and
I-
there might change.
I think so, but you think we got one place left, and I think I've looked at that clock.
Yeah.
We've been on maybe this last spot for the last 12 minutes.
Go Winch, go Winch,
Yeah,
go Winch,
You gotta have wins on that
Go
bench,
Winch.
man.
I'm having Winj.
go Winch, go Winch.
I respect the way he spoke. That was from the heart. I shouldn't have.
Cool. So we have a 1 to 11 after an hour of discussion. Good stuff. So we got Big G in goal. We got Zach at left back. 2 centre backs, a guy in SK. Right back's Mouse. Holding his Monts with Dino and Matty Warren in front. Torrens off the left. Zach Ansah as a 9. Doles off the right. Your 5 subs are Pinny, Lefty, Baker, Ryan Palmer, WINJA. Who's your captain?
Big G.
On that pitch, yeah, you'd go Big G. You would.
Sonny Hart.
This guy.
Big G, man.
It is. It's Big G, man. It's
Cool.
Big G, man. It's
Big
Big G's, man.
Big skipper.
It is.
Hey V, we got there. We got there. Cool. So that's our 1 to 11. We see what debate that causes on Twitter. Right. So that 1 to 11. I don't know if any of you guys watched episode 2. So we had a club called Saha on episode 2. They done their 1 to 11. They're from the Croydon Municipal League. They had a lot to say. They said that they think they compete in your league. They think their 1 to 11 would beat. They didn't say beat. They said that they would definitely compete. I think T quoted it will go extra time, but there will be goals. Do you know much about the Croydon League?
I see their players. I know a bit about the Croydon League. I think, like, do you know about that? Do you know?
No.
Do you win? Do you know about
Yeah,
the
so
Croydon
Portland were in that league. I think they won it 3 years on the bounce.
I think
They won it 3 years on the bounce, Portland.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
ran.
there you go.
For
I
me,
think
that's what I'm saying.
ran
Like,
that
no
league.
disrespect to
They
them, but
ran
I'm
that
saying
league.
if like
ran that league.
And I like Portland, man. I like Portland. They're proper, like, they're a hard team, but come on, man.
yeah.
They won it 3 years in a row.
Listen, let me get off the fence.
Am I wrong?
Let me get off the fence. No disrespect. They named some ballers in that team that
Yeah.
I'm aware of. I don't think that rep 11, mixed 11, beats his team.
Okay.
I don't think they beat Dons.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they beat Rising Ballers. That's before we start mixing teams.
Okay.
That's before we. I don't think they beat Kenningwell. I don't think they beat any of the individual.
And that's that
respective
rep.
team.
That's the rep.
That's
team.
the rep team. That's a person, and that's not shade. That's not me saying they ain't got a good team. That's not me saying they ain't got good players. That's from what I've seen and from what I know. I don't think. I definitely don't think they beat that mixed team.
Cool. That's all we want to know. It's a good opinion. Did you say to me that who won their league? Boss Jam. Have they been in that league a while? Boss Jam, do you know a lot about them? I think they went unbeaten last year. I think they were saying. Cool. Anyway, we're gonna move on, right? And what we're gonna move on to is what's hot on socials. We're gonna talk about Twitter right now and what's been hot.
WINJA's favourite subject.
Yeah. What's been hot the last week is obviously we're gonna talk about Vista's start to the league. Obviously, from what I've seen, Vista won the league a few times. No, but was it before you guys were in there? But have they won that?
No,
league?
they've won it while we were.
While you guys were in there.
They've
So
won it.
obviously, they're not. They've started the league this season. Paul Winj, you know, start this topic off.
I got love for that. That was my brother, man.
Yeah. He hasn't here. Like,
He's having a mare, man. And I said to him, like, we talk personal, like, and I just don't think they're good enough. Like some of their players, they're not good enough. Like especially like with the ability that's in the league.
Yeah.
Like some of their players are just not up to that.
Do you know what? On that foot, Don, you've played against them obviously this year. Yeah, you were the first. You beat them 7-0. Did I quote someone say we're not going to score no more goals? Yeah. So, but
wow.
If we're going to talk, obviously you played against them, so you're the best person to talk to right now. What do you think they need to do?
See, bro, like with Vista, yeah, like I was trying to work out because I spoke to French. I was saying like I don't want to take nothing away from us. Like we was
they're 1,000,000%.
levels. You know what I mean?
To score 7, it's not just
7-0. I don't know, man. I don't know much about Vista. Like I only know them from last year. Remember, I'm new to all this. Yeah. But from what I always knew about Vista is that they had heart. There was something about them. They had something like they don't. Bro, I don't know, bro. They was poor, man. And like I saw them tweeting about how they've done the best. They signed all these players and why?
Saying, man.
Why they signed bare players for? Like they were decent last year. But I don't really care about no other team, bro. To be honest with you, like, I don't know what's going on over there. But that house would tell you they weren't good, bro. They were really not good. And then I was wondering maybe if just like it was a bad day at the office. But then they go and lose to Portland, bro. So.
Yeah, they lost 7-2 to Portland, so they conceded 14 in 2. Frenchie, what's your thoughts?
I spoke to Dalhouse, and on paper, when he made the signings, I was watching them. And when it got to like the 4th or 5th one, I thought, on paper, you have made some big signings. These aren't men that can't, like Omar folks. Like these are men that these are ballers, you know. These aren't little man. These are men that play like in the semi-pro circuit. They got men that have played England sixes, like Jason Dolby. They got like Jason Dolby is one of the most ruthless. I don't know if he was there, but he is one of the hardest centre backs I've ever played against. Like I'm looking at the signings, I'm thinking they've made some big signings, and then the Dons score surprised me a lot. It surprised me, and it didn't because I thought I've seen Vista when they collapse. Sometimes they collapse. Like I think we beat them 6-something, or was it 4-something? No, you 6-something because you scored 4 last season. I think it was 6-2, 6-3. Something like that.
I didn't want to bring it up.
Hey, what more can Winch do?
I know. On their day, they're a tough outfit. But when it goes wrong for them, it goes wrong. I was not expecting the 7-2 from Portland. And
Portland lost their first game 4-0, didn't they?
Yeah.
Oh,
They lost.
Vista's lost some key players like
No,
when they used to have Shai, Kwabena and Luke in the middle. That was like the heart. At the time they had Amber Rose, like that was one of the toughest guys I've.
Ambrose, brother.
Amber Rose.
I'm confused.
Yeah. But yeah, he was one of the toughest players I played in this league when I came to this league. Because you know what I mean. So I think that if we're looking at the players they did have. Even when Southard used to be fit, he used to be a nuisance as well. They've lost that. And Dowles has gone through struggles himself with injury and this and that, and Saturday, Sundays. It changes when you get older.
I think they're too reliant on a few players.
Yeah, and I just feel
I think they're massively reliant on Victor.
For me,
I think they're massively reliant on that. It's not a disrespect. Listen, Vista, I've got a lot of time for them. And when we've near folded, I told most of the players go Vista. when we didn't know we was coming back. I said if there's another club you man go to, go Vista, because for me at the time that was the closest club in terms of identity. But I said to Dowhouse, after you lose 7 twice, if the first game ain't motivation, you got to question some of your man them's heart. Like, forget ability now. Are these man really in it for you? Like when it goes 1-2-0 down, 3-0, because seven's mad twice, bro. Like 14 goals in a week is I don't know, bro.
And that's the issue for me.
I don't know, bro. So for me,
gonna say
he has to start questioning. Do man really want to be here?
I think I watched obviously the SC Dons Vista game, and that one thing that stuck out. And I don't know a lot of people in a lot of teams, but the keeper looked absolutely woeful. I don't get. Yeah, there are certain things I see in them clips, and I was like, what on earth is he doing? But I said to do it once and then to do it again, it's tough. So what do they need to change? If you're in charge of Vista right now, what do you change?
Bro, I just think Dowhouse just needs to. Dowhouse is a good manager. Like Dowhouse has won trophies. Dowhouse knows his way around the circuit. I think he just needs to have some conversations with them individually, find out what they want, manage expectations, some team bonding. I don't know, but I don't think it's something a training ground session is gonna fix. I don't
think
think
into
it's
something. Yeah, like I was at Vista this season, so I was in and out of it when I left KENNINGWELL for a year, and. When I was there, like the reason why I went there, that was the only team I said I would go to at the time. And I got a lot of people I know over there, time and love for. And even when I was there, it was a struggle.
Yeah.
It was a struggle because the league was getting better at rapid rate. Like everybody wanted to come over. And it's like every game is like a Saturday anyway.
Yeah.
So what I felt like is that some of the players, it wasn't really like that. I don't think it was good enough for it. And I was thinking, I used to say to Daz, it's a hard one, man.
Do you know what? It should be interesting because we've been talking to Dowhouse and hopefully have him on next week with Vista and see what's happening. Obviously, be interesting because obviously you got London Cup this weekend, right?
Yeah.
So London Cup to see their result and then obviously have him on next week.
Break for them.
Yeah. So hopefully they can get their season back on track. Moving on, what I want to know is why is Sunday League so special now? Like why, obviously as we said earlier, that Sunday League football is probably in the best place it's ever been. Not as you said, our footage. I think the power of social media has a massive part to play in a lot of this as well. But I want to know from you guys. Obviously the Dons have got a massive YouTube following. Is that what makes it even more special that you're able to bring a lot more people into it? What's your average attendance a week?
200-300, man.
That's what I mean. That's
it's better than some. It's better than
that's what I was just about.
Better than combined control.
Does that make it extra special for you guys now?
I think it's the message behind what we're doing, and we've been doing this. See, before there was cameras, everything in life we take serious because we've had to go and get anything we get in life. We've had to get it. Nothing's been given to us, and I think with our footage and what we're doing and what we're showing you is we're telling you to be proud of your club and where you come from. So all of a sudden now, everyone wants to play Sunday League football because it's not a joke. It's not a joke. Like this is good level, and we're just telling you to be proud of where you are, man. And we're showing you what everyone at this table has come from grassroots football. Everyone here, regardless of who's gone and played forever, further than others. So I'd like to believe that what we've managed to do is kind of show you lot watch out, like you've seen our thing and how serious we take it, and we're telling you be proud of your Sunday League team, man. You know what I'm trying to say. So I think that adds to it. People are proud and they're seeing that. I can't even answer the question.
It's just
Even how earlier, you spoke about how like you're seeing people signings on Twitter for a Sunday League team. That's nuts, bro.
Like there's a lot. What it is, Sunday football's evolved, and teams like Dons have given a platform for other people to show it. Like if we're gonna keep it 100, like they film and some teams get piggybacked. Most teams piggyback off it because they do it anyway, regardless. So teams inadvertently get to show what they're about. They get to show the quality, how the club is run. Like they include a lot in their videos. So people get to see, actually, it's not the dog and duck park football that I was playing 10 years ago. When you look at Hatcham are at Beckenham Town, which is one of the best grounds in semi-pro football. Then you got HSBC. Then you got Brockley, our ground. Dons have got a ground that's being built. Like when you look at the quality of football pitches, like our leagues usually for the most part have got 2 linos and a ref there. Like, and the quality of footballers in our league and in a lot of leagues, even in the Croydon League, you're looking at real ballers.
Yeah.
Like before, you used to think Sunday we just go play with our friends. You don't matter if you're in shape. You
Professional
go
as
have a
well.
laugh.
Like you can't. I was just
All
saying
that.
to these man, if you don't kick off on time, you get a fine.
Yeah.
Like it's all.
Yeah.
It's proper.
Even wearing the same tape colour as socks
Yeah,
now.
all
Like,
of
that's
that.
all been
All of
enforced on the
that. It's
Sunday.
like it's like an extension of Saturday football.
Yeah,
And I think it's
that's-
good. Some people that complain, they need to they sound like cowards to me. They sound like victims because that's why you have divisions.
Yeah.
Not taking the piss. Like if you're a team that don't want to take it seriously, just play in the lower leagues.
Yeah, there you
Division
go,
4,
yeah.
Division 5.
If you want to compete at the highest level, you have to do things
let
properly.
the winners do the winning, man.
That's exactly it. Wins, what about you, bro? Why is Sunday football so special to you?
Yeah,
Obviously,
it's
you said-
special, man. Like, it's like when you play on Saturday, it's a job. So when you play on Saturday, it's a job. Like, you play for money. Sometimes you're in the squad, you're not. But when you're playing on Sunday, you're playing for your name and your people's. So you're all getting up at the same time. Where you could be in your bed, you could be having a lane after a rave, after shakuing with something mad. So you know what I mean. So for me, it's like you. There's no hiding. There's no hiding. Like on Sunday, there's no hiding. Like there's not a
Say,
manager.
do you want to play for WINJA now? Innit? Yeah.
My papers in the car. Yeah, man. No, I need a crook still. I need one next to me. But listen, yeah, man. For me, it's like you can't say there's politics Sunday. It's either you really want to
You're
do
in or
this,
you're out, yeah.
Like there's no hiding place. So you're friends. So if you're getting told a certain message, it's friends.
Do you know, I don't think on Sunday, when you're playing with a group of people, you can't hide on a Sunday anyway.
Yeah.
Whereas on a Saturday, if you're playing with people you generally don't know, you can be a different person, so you can hide.
Yeah.
When you're playing with people every Sunday that you've known for many, many years, and people that know you inside out, you can't hide.
Yeah,
You
there's
can't
too
hide
much
because
on the
people
line
call you
on
out.
Sunday. There's too much on the line on Sunday, especially now. Now there's footage. Now there's better players now. Because I've got players that's come out of the professional game, and even when I'm telling them sign these forms, they're like, "What's that? What's that gonna do?" I'm like, "Nah, bro, we're brethren. Like, I'll never like this is football. Like, and now they're playing. They're saying they love this more than they've ever. Like, they're expressing themselves properly. Like, there's not people telling them you can't do this and you can't do that.
No
There's
shackles.
guys.
Yeah, there's
just be
no-
free,
there's no-
of course. No, man,
no-
that's good to get an insight to all your views. I think we're gonna come to the last question. Little man, what did you want to ask, mate?
What does success look like for you and your club?
So, what does success look like for you and your club? Who do you want to start the questions? Pick anyone. Don, you want to start with Don? Yeah. Yeah.
On the pitch, obviously, silverware, trophies. Off the pitch, just continuing to grow and motivate and inspire younger children, younger generation, and represent for the communities that we come from, man. And just telling people to, be proud of where we're from, man. So that's success for me off the pitch. I lost my mum a few years ago, and she was a big part of this team. And success is just continuing her name and continuing the good work that we're doing at the Dons.
Definitely.
But obviously on the pitch, silverware is always going to be
Yeah, of
success.
course, definitely.
Do you know what I mean?
Have you guys got youth teams, Don?
We haven't at the moment. We have our under-9s that play in the summer.
Okay.
Drops runs that. But he sort of nicks all the academy boys from Chelsea and Tottenham and that. So we cleaned up. Yeah, we cleaned up. We won 6 trophies in the space of 6 weeks.
Oh, decent.
There, all these young teams, they were upset, Long Lane and all them went down there, turned them all over.
Decent.
These are young boys that I'm talking about. I shouldn't even be saying that. But yeah, so which hopefully we can move towards that.
Perfect. French?
Yeah, pretty much same thing. On the pitch, trophies. We didn't win anything last year, but we're 11 trophies in 12 seasons. So, in terms of on the pitch, we've sort of been pretty consistent. Off the pitch is longevity for us. We've been going a long time, and we pride ourselves in just being a good club.
Yep.
Like more than anything, like people generally have a good experience coming to play Kenningwell or meeting Kenningwell. We try to offer food. We try to be hospitable. Most of our players are friendly people enough.
Yeah.
And we just want to keep that good attitude, good vibes going. For us, it's good attitude before good player.
Yeah.
And it's a bonus if you get both. So for us, we just want longevity. And more silverware.
Perfect, thank you. Winj?
Yeah, man. Success for me will be like to bring down the knife crime in Lambeth, because it's very serious, as everyone knows. Like Lambeth is a dirty place, man. Like at the moment, and kids believe there's nothing else they can do. So I've come back to Lambeth. Literally left Bromley now to come back to Lambeth to show them that there's more to life. Because football was my saviour.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to show them now that, look, there's other things, not just football.
Yeah.
Could be, going uni, could be college, could be, but I'm here to show them that, look, I put a team that have been in the football setup, they've come out of it for whatever reason, and some of them are entrepreneurs and that. They've got their own businesses, they got this, they got that, and this will be more that I'm going to show down the line as the journey starts.
Decent. Alps?
For us at Rising Ballers, all know to push everyone playing on to at the highest level possible. That's going to be what the aim, that's the platform's aim as well. But
got a good record at that as well, innit?
Yeah, we've had quite a few kids push on, play pro.
Did you say, do you think he scored tonight?
Yeah, Darius scored tonight as a goal on his debut his starting debut for Volendam, I think it's called. But I think success is enjoying as well, man. You got to enjoy your football. You have to be enjoying your football no matter where you go. If you're unhappy but winning, what is it to you, man? It's not.
It's a job, man. It's a 9 to 5 if you're unhappy.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So I don't know how you look at it. I always need to be happiness is more important than anything for me, to be honest. So whether I'm getting how much money somewhere, if I'm not enjoying it, I don't want to be there, man. Money isn't the measurement for happiness for me, to be honest.
Decent. I think success for Your Fresh TV is to continue to grow, build, and work with clubs like yourselves in order to create consistency and structure for young people to be able to express themselves in a positive way. Whether that's using football to release negative energy in a positive way, whether that's a lot of you guys, I think, without knowing it, are mentors to these young people and your role models already to these young people. So it's just to continue to promote the work that you guys are doing in order to help the next generation and the young people today. That's for me success. If we can do that, and I think when you're looking at on the scale of things, you might only help 1, 2, or 3. That's still success on a small level, but it has to be baby steps first in order to succeed and get success on a bigger level. So I think that will be success for Your Fresh TV. Gentlemen, we come to the end of the podcast. One thing I'd like to say is a massive thank you for all of you for giving up your Friday evening to come on the show and help us try and build a platform to grow. It's been a really good evening to see an insight to how your clubs are run, how it started, what's going on. We've had some friendly banter. The sound guy, look, he's even laughing now, so he's enjoyed himself. We've got another 1 to 11. The idea of Your Fresh TV as well is ideally we weren't even going to look to do things like this. It was to try and get individual teams on the show to try and build and help them express themselves and put it out there. But the fact that we've been able to do this is testament to you guys and what you're doing. So from us at Your Fresh TV, a massive thank you for all of you guys. What we do on every show at the end is we want individually just to shout out your Twitter, anything you have social media wise, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, shout it out. And then we just ask our people to subscribe, follow the movement, support everything we're doing, because we need the people just as much as we need them, Donnie, start with you, bro.
Yeah, first of all, I just want to big up Your Fresh TV as well. I want to big up all the Sunday League teams, clubs like Kenningwell, that have been doing this for way before we was. We just brought the cameras out to highlight what's going on. Running a Sunday League club is not easy, man. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. Yeah, so I just want to put that on. We're known for whatever we come across rowdy and that, but there is a deep down respect for the whole grind of running a Sunday League team. I wish WINJA all the best as well. So same for Rising Ballers, keep doing what they're doing. But I forgot the question, bro. Oh yeah, the Instagram Don Strapzy _ so Don Strapzy _ Twitter Don Strapzy 1, and Instagram for SC Dons is official Dons, and the Twitter is SC Dons FC.
Decent. French?
Yeah, same. Big up your platform, Your Fresh TV. From knowing you personally, I didn't even know this was something that you were doing.
Yeah.
And to see how quickly it's growing, yeah, man. and for us, any sort of promotion is always welcome. So big up Your Fresh TV, follow them. Make sure you follow the YouTube as well, not just their Twitter page. They've got the YouTube as well. There's some content you might not see on the Twitter that's on the YouTube. But for us, KENNINGWELL FC at the Twitter. That's it. We're trying to build a little social footprint. So that's the only one for me I'm trying to plug.
Winj.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Twitter, WINJA F baby. So it's W-I.
Hold on. What, exactly like Little Wayne?
Yeah, something like that. Something like that. But yeah, man, WINJA F baby. If you wanna follow Lambeth ALLSTARS on what we're starting and creating, it's ALLSTARS Lambeth. So you can find that on Twitter. And yeah, I've just started. I'm not really into Instagram and that. But I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Albs?
Obviously, like the others have said, big thanks to Your Fresh TV. Don't expect nothing but big things to come. Our page, Rising Ballers, and then we've got Rising Ballers FC on Instagram. Both of them there on Instagram. And then for me, it's ALBIE.SC on Insta. And then I think it's my Twitter's ALBIE_SC5. I think. I'm not even too sure.
Gentlemen, it's been
Campbell was.
That's it. Gents, it's been an absolute pleasure. R.L_coaching. Follow Your Fresh TV, Your Fresh TV Sports. That's a wrap. Gentlemen.